Hi, everyone. All right, this is lesson 64. Let me not forget my function. Let me not forget my function. I woke up this morning and I just had this urge to piece some of these concepts together, tie them all together. Because even though they can be a bit abstract, they're actually very simple, difficult to practice because they require diligence and vigilance, but they're not difficult to understand. The concept of what is my function? What am I here for? How does it relate to forgiveness and peace and judgment? I don't know if you remember, a while back I had mentioned the prayer of St. Francis. Lord, make me a channel of your peace. So I want you to think about that metaphor of being a channel, an instrument, a conduit. That's what our bodies are like. We are a conduit. We are a channel of divine energy, but it's blocked. And the blocks are the judgments that we have. Rust in our pipes caused by the many, many judgments that we have. We have thousands of judgments throughout the day. And these judgments disturb our peace. So we have these disturbing thoughts that impact how we feel and how we allow energy to flow through us. Whether it's the meridian system, it doesn't matter which philosophy you come from, but this idea that we are truly open channels for divine energy, love, and peace. And how we actually get rid of the blocks is by suspending judgment. And that's what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is the suspension of judgments. So just take that in for a minute. That's all forgiveness is. Forgiveness is looking at something, thinking a thought, and realizing that it's disturbing your peace and choosing again. Choosing to value peace above all else. So if someone comes into your home and steals something, you choose not to value whatever they stole more than your peace. You choose to value peace above all else, so you choose again. You choose to see peace instead of the judgment. And little by little, the blocks, the rust in the pipes, start to dissolve. And as there is that dissolving of those blocks, you are becoming more of an open channel for peace and love and divine energy to flow through you. That is your only function. Your only function is to forgive so that you may be happy. The Course in Miracles says that actually happiness is an eternal state. There is not a moment in which it is not available to you. But what is blocking it are your judgments. So you choose again. You choose to see peace instead of what you see. And you realize that the ego is showing you one thing, but spirit is calling you to something very, very different. That is an eternal state of happiness that comes from forgiveness. So in this lesson 64, you would remind yourself, first you would take 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes in silence with your eyes closed in meditation, and you remind yourself, let me not forget my function. And my function is to forgive and to be happy. And any related thoughts that might come up, you allow them to come up. You know that some of the thoughts might disrupt your peace, and you know some of the thoughts might reinforce it. You just allow them. You allow, you allow, you allow. Then throughout the day, at least twice, if you can remember, and it's very difficult to remember. In this lesson, of course, states that most people have a very difficult time remembering because they haven't trained their mind to the point where they actually can see the value of keeping their peace, keeping their happiness, and forgiving at all times. Forgiving 70 times 7, the way the Bible puts it. Sometimes we think, is A Course in Miracles biblical? One of the shortest verses, judge not. Don't judge. What if you lived your life without judging? And then take some time to ask yourself, for you, what does judgment even mean? What does it mean to judge something? What does it mean to judge ourselves? The assessments that we make of what things mean, that's what a judgment is. So allow things to be as they are in their very nature, and allow that channel to stay open, to stay open, to stay open. So again, at least twice beyond that 10 to 15 minute meditation, at least twice throughout the day, take at least 2 minutes to just allow yourself to remind yourself, let me not forget my function. A really good friend of mine said to me yesterday about, if I really think about it, I feel guilty when I'm at peace. Think about that. Is that even possible? That we have such an aversion to the state of being that is peace, that is happiness, that is love, that we have such a deep-seated aversion to that state. And if we really look at it, it's because we feel guilty being at peace. We feel more comfortable with our sense of unworthiness, our sense of littleness. So that's lesson 64. Let me not forget my peace. All right, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow for lesson 65.